Hello. Please join me and a friend as we continue our 5-day voyage in Algonquin Park. Today we travel the perimeter of the west side of Kioskokwi Lake and all of its beautiful features. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing to my channel. It would help me a great deal. Thank you very much.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's day 4 of our kiosk trip, and what a beautiful day. Let's just look behind me here at this beautiful lake scene, and it's almost completely calm. I'd say maybe 15, 16 out here. Not very many bugs, and I don't know, it's getting around 8 o'clock, and I'm just getting the kinks out so we can go for a paddle on this beautiful water here. So we're on our way. So I'm making my world famous chocolate oatmeal here. So that's the water, and this is 4 packs of oatmeal, regular, mixed with some scoops of Nestle's Quick, and then it tastes great. I'm not an oatmeal eater, and this is the way I did it for camping, and it works super.
And this is our campsite. There's the bug shelter. Not as necessary as on Mink Lake by a factor of probably 50.
So good morning, everyone. Day 4, and getting a little slower start today, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And we're out here on Kioskokwi Lake for a big tour of all the bays, and probably going to be kind of warm today, but we're paddling instead of portaging, so that should be easier. And boy, you couldn't beat the weather for this trip. It's just been absolutely amazing. So we'll see 20-ish kilometers today, I would imagine, something like that, and back to enjoy our camp for one more night. Thanks so much for coming along, and hopefully you enjoy the day with us. We've gotten to be calling this Deadhead Bay here. This part here, this one here, and there's 2 or 3 more a little further away. These are logs that most probably came from a log drive in the day, and I say that because you can see they're been cut, they're not broken off. And when they drove the logs, they'd bring them out onto the ice in the winter, and then it would break through, and then they would drive the logs down the river. But of course, with the clatter of it all, some would get hit and pounded into the bottom of the river or the lake, and you couldn't get them out, so they just left them. So we call these deadheads, and Frank has been calling this Deadhead Bay because there's so many of them here. So it's a remnant of the Algonquin's logging past. It's not the time to be allergic to pollen. The pollen's in the water and in great streams. So of course it was in the air before on this side of the canoe as well. Amazing. I can remember a few years ago being in Algonquin where you'd have what almost looked like yellow or green snow on the parking lots, sometimes almost an inch thick. Park. This is the Park airplane that landed this morning. I guess they're getting ready to go again. They're talking there, so kind of neat. Don't see that very often. Boy, the amount of logs that are scattered around here on the bottom, we must have passed over 100 of them. Unbelievable. Never seen anything like this. You know, I've paddled a number of places where the log drives were held, but I've never seen such a graveyard of timber. I don't know anything about it, but my guess would be these are saw logs from the 40s, but I don't know. Yeah, really, eh? Something else. I thought for a second we were going to pass on opposite sides of the island. Yeah. Listen, come with me. There's a beautiful waterfall at the end here.
Yep, sounds good.
I'm going to have lunch there. I've already been there once, but since you're here, what the heck?
I saw the angle of the sun was just perfect for underwater videos. So in that first bay, I was doing a lot of weeds and deadheads and that kind of shit.
Well, and then you come down here and the deadheads are just everywhere.
Yeah, and you obviously saw that it was an old bridge, and that's probably why that station is there, right?
I didn't see the bridge. There's a bridge down here.
Did you see the stone there?
No, I guess I missed it.
How can you miss it? It's right there.
Okay, I was looking elsewhere.
There are two giant rock structures in the middle of your path.
But the bridge went across this lake. So at the west end of Kioskokwi Lake, we've got a beautiful little waterfall. Oh yeah, there wouldn't be too many bugs there, eh? This is the west bay of Wolf Bay, right at the end. I thought it was out of the park, but it seems like it's still here because there's a campsite here, which is pretty remote. Let's do a little bit of looking around here. It's not a place I get to every day. This is the west bay of Wolf Bay, right at the end. I Thought it was out of the park, but seems like it's still here because there's a campsite here, which is pretty remote. Let's do a little bit of looking around here. It's not a place I get to every day. The end of this bay leaves the park, but I don't see a red line on the water here, so I'm not sure exactly where. It's just a little bit. So day 4 is coming to a close. We've basically covered all of the western part of Lake Kioskokwi. My goodness, what a nice day. 25 kilometers and a bit more. Pretty warm, but beautiful waterfall. Saw the seaplane. Saw where probably a depot farm was. A rail spur. Lots of nice things to come back to our little camp here. And Frank was kind enough to come early, so everything's out of the way. And here he is to welcome me. So nice. So?
Back home.
Yes.
Nice day.
It really was.
What a sight.
The whole thing has been amazing. So this is the night of day 4 on our trip here, now on Kioskokwi Lake, and it is just an absolutely beautiful evening. It was pretty warm today, and today is June the 20th, so we're very close to the solstice, so we're going to have a sunset probably well after 9 o'clock tonight. And there's the bay, one of the bays we went down today, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful place here tonight. Now Frank is just hiding in his bug-proof hut, even though there are no bugs here. What was your favorite part of the trip?
The incredible weather for 4 days going on 5, nothing but sunshine, easily paddleable wind conditions, and other than that, watching Henri fight bugs at the other 2 campsites. That was pretty fun.
And the scenery?
The scenery was beautiful, and
What's your favorite one?
I would have to agree that Kaohsiung was
the
verticals are really nice there.
Yeah.
Some good cliffs.
It's a big picture lake like that. I really liked the waterfall today too, but I think Kaohsiung.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice waterfall on this lake, but there's many like it.
Indeed.
So,
yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Well, it's nice to have you along, buddy. Thank you very much. Our tour of Lake Kioskokwi began, of course, at our campsite labeled Item 1 on the map. We then followed basically the shoreline of the west side of the lake. A lot of the deadheads were in the southern bays of the lake that we paddled. At Item 2 was the location of where the park ranger station was and where the airplane the seaplane landed earlier in the day. And this was also the site where the railroad in the old times actually crossed over to connect to that section, perhaps at one time a depot farm or some kind of supply location. We then paddled further west down into the bay, which is where the waterfall was located, and then came back up and around that shore and into Wolf Bay, both the west and northern arms of it. And that was a very interesting remote corner of the park, literally at the park boundary. We then paddled along the north shore, following the coves, ultimately to the kiosk where we could easily get water from the tap, and then paddled back to our campsite for a very nice day, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25 kilometers of paddling.